Today I'm going to attempt to make steak risotto. I have everything laid out here. I don't know if it's a common thing to do, but I like having everything set and then starting to cook. It's just easier for me to just kind of like grab and go rather than searing and then trying to chop stuff up. So first we have the steak. I patted it dry and put salt and pepper on it. And then I have 2 cups of the arborio rice, half a cup of white wine. I chopped up 1 small onion, or you could do half of like a large onion if you want. And then 3 cloves of garlic, and I have butter, Parmesan cheese. And then I have 64 ounces of beef broth, which is 2 of these. What I'm gonna actually do is I'm gonna put it in like a really big bowl, because risotto is kind of like a labor of love. It takes a long time to cook, so you want to like just ladle it in little by little, but I'll try to show you guys how to do that. And oh, I have rosemary too that I think I'm going to cook with the butter for the risotto. This pot right here, I'm using a pot because after I sear the steak, I'm going to make the risotto in this thingy too, just to kind of get the flavor out of it. Once you put the oil in, you just want to let it heat up enough so that the steak can actually sear. So I'm going to try it now. I don't know if it's good enough, but I'm going to try. It's okay. Depending on how you like it cooked would be like how long you let them cook on each side. I'm probably going to do 3 minutes on each side because I am going to cut them up and put them in the risotto to mix it up. When you're ready to remove your steak, you just go ahead and take it out. I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. It's good to let your steak rest for 15 minutes before cutting into it, if you're able to, just to kind of let the juices run through it. So I'm going to cover mine. In the same pan, you want to throw in 3 tablespoons of butter. With that, you want to then throw in the onions to cook down with it. I'm just going to let the onions cook for a little bit, just because they take a little bit longer before I throw in the rosemary and the garlic. I'm also kind of like moving around like the stuff from the steak, like the little burnt, I don't know what they call it, residue? I don't know. To just get all the flavor from it out into the actual pot. Okay, so it's been cooking for like 2 minutes, so now I'm going to throw the garlic and the rosemary in to let the flavor of those get into the dish for just a minute. And then I'm going to throw in the arborio rice. Okay, now we're going to grab our 2 cups of arborio rice. Just want to let that get coated a little bit. Also, as far as the temperature goes, I have it between 3 and 5 right now on the stove. Once you let the rice kind of toast up and get covered in the butter, you're gonna take the wine and throw it in there. So now I'm gonna grab the wine. And just let that simmer in there for a minute. You're gonna notice that the liquid starts getting soaked into it, which is what you want to do. Lowering it even more. I'm kind of putting it closer to between the 3 and 2. Just because you want this is low and slow. You literally might be stirring for like 20 minutes. No shame in pulling up a chair if you want to. I think I actually made this for my in-laws when I hurt my ankle. And I'm pretty sure I pulled the chair up to the stove. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see from here, but most of the liquid has been soaked up. So now I'm going to take the first ladle right here. I'm going to dump it in. And I'm going to keep stirring. I'm going to keep stirring until, again, majority of this liquid has been soaked up. And then we can throw in our next ladle. And you're going to keep that process going until all the broth is gone. And if you want, like, when you're close to it being, like, done, you can try it and see, like, how it's going. If it's still tough, if it's, you know, if you want to add more seasoning or whatever you want to do. So I'm not going to record the entire 20 minutes of me pouring the ladle in, but I just wanted to show you guys that this is the process. So now this first ladle has already soaked in, so I'm going to take the next ladle and dump it in there and just keep mixing. Make sure you get all of it in there and just keep doing its thing. So yeah, you keep this going until you're all done with beef broth. I want to taste it before it's all done to make sure that it's soft and not hard and gritty. And yeah, we'll be back. So here's what it looks like now when we have about like 2 or 3 more ladles left. If you like the texture, again, everybody's stove is different. So everybody's result with this is going to be different. If you like the texture and it's fully cooked, you can add the Parmesan cheese and then the steaks right now. But if you taste it and you can tell it still needs a little bit more time to cook, then keep adding the ladles. I might add one more. I'm just trying to see what the texture is like with it. Okay, so I like the texture. I'm gonna add the Parmesan cheese now. And just mix it up. And I'm gonna cut up the steak now. Alright guys, so I showed kind of like the finishing touches of it, and then I sliced up the steak, and I was gonna mix it all up because I've seen it served like that at restaurants, but I was just like, let me just slice a steak and put it on top. I put a little rosemary thingy. I'm trying to be on my garnish game. I'm not really good at it, but it's okay. So hopefully he likes it.